20% off on hundreds of distinctive one-of-a-kind items. Take some time to visit this week. A gorgeous 5-acre garden any day till 4, Saturdays till 3. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, the same blooming Christmas location since 1952.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a brisk, chilly Thursday morning, although it looks like we're going to have a warm-up coming up. Be in the 70s today, 80s by the weekend, they said, or low, mid-70s. So, as always on Thursdays at this time, we'll go out to the phone lines and talk to Lori at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Lori, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
A little chilly. I will tell you that I had the blankets and all over my citrus trees that we got from Bob Wine's, and my girlfriend came up with an ingenious way to keep the grass warm, and you probably know this trick, but she thought it was a new trick. She went and got a pool floaty, one of the, the pool noodles, and she cut it small, and she slid it down, and she wrapped that around the grass of the trees before we put over the blankets over top of them to give a little extra added security to the grass of the tree, insulation.
That's a good. I never thought about doing it that way, but yeah, why not?
Pool noodle's very thick. It's a lot of thick insulation wrapping that grass.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Hey, so right before you came on, Bob Hout was doing his commercial where we talk about where he talked about Bob Wine's, and he said you have hundreds, and he said, no, check that. Thousands of camellias available as low as $9.99. Come on, you got thousands available?
Yeah, we do. It's crazy. It really is. We do. $9.99, $19.99, all different sizes, and they're really starting to bloom good right now. We've got red ones, pink ones, white ones, red and white, pink and white. So a lot of camellias. And camellias are nice because even though we had the cold weather we had this week, you don't have to cover them. You don't have to protect them. They give you winter color without having to do anything to them. You know, they're not going to bloom in the summertime, but all during the winter months. When nothing else is doing a whole lot, your camellias will be blooming.
Talking about the cold weather, what are some tips you could give people so that we don't have to every day take the blankets off, or every day put them back on, or take the plants in the garage and take them back out and set them out in the sunlight? What are some tips the average person can do to not work themselves to death but still make sure their plant life survives through the winter?
Yeah, the main thing is you want to remember, usually if it gets down to 32, it's okay. If it's going to get less than 32 and last a number of hours, that's when you really have to worry about stuff. And a lot of times your stuff, depending on what it is, if it gets that cold, it'll freeze. The top of it will, but you don't do any trimming till springtime. Everybody wants, as soon as the frost hits plants, everybody wants to start trimming them, but you can't. You want to let them sit there. They'll get acclimated. You go in and you start trimming them, and then they put out all that new growth, and then that new growth gets hit, and then a lot of times it will completely kill a plant. So you just want to kind of let it go, not do anything to it. But also, if it's going to get real cold, make sure that you water that plant good during the day so there's moisture around the root system. You want to make sure there's good moisture around the root system of your plants. You don't want them to be real dry, and then that cold weather come in, because then sometimes it can crack the bark of your plants, and when that happens, a lot of times they'll look good, but then come springtime they start dying because they just don't have enough moisture around the root system of them.
Well, yesterday I took the blankets and all off because I knew it was only going to be about 37 last night. My girlfriend was worried. I go, no. They're watered. They're good and they're good and hydrated. It's only going to be 37 degrees around our area. It was 35 when I woke up this morning at 5:30. But I was like, they'll be fine. They're hardy. They're young plants. They'll be fine. It's really 32 degrees and below that you start getting concerned.
Right, and especially when it lasts a number of hours. If it's going to be 32 at 6 or 7 o'clock or something, and then it warms right up, then that's not too bad. But if it's like, from midnight on or, 2 o'clock on, you're going to have those cold temperatures. That's when you have to worry about it.
We talked about how you got thousands of camellias available. I know you got other stuff available. You got Christmas trees there?
We do. We have living Christmas trees. We have Carolina blue sapphires and robin blue cedars, which make good Christmas trees. They're potted, so you can plant them out in the yard afterwards, which we have a number of people that do that. They'll come in every year and get a Christmas tree. After Christmas, they plant it out in the yard, which is kind of cool tradition to have, And then also Christmas cactus. We got a lot of Christmas cactus. We've got 3 different sizes, small ones, medium ones, and large ones. Poinsettias, a lot of poinsettias, and more poinsettias coming in tomorrow and next week. So a lot of different poinsettias we've got also right now. And gift certificates. We don't want to forget about gift certificates because we've got a good deal on gift certificates where you can buy a gift certificate and then we give you some free money to go along with it.
Sort of like
a free party gift certificate.
Sort of like, you buy a $100 gift certificate, we'll give you $20 or something like that along those lines.
Yeah. It's 100. You buy 100, you get 25. You buy 200, you get 50. You buy 300, you get 75. So it's a pretty good deal. Oh,
yes. And if you bought 300, you could give that as a gift to somebody, get a very nice plant or tree for them. And then with your $75, you could go get a citrus tree or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, citrus tree, camellia, something, that you can enjoy yourself. So, yeah.
What other things you got going on now besides your Christmas stuff? Are you starting to get ready because our winter lasts so short here and flowers start blooming? Are there plans real soon to start bringing out the stuff that'll we'll need for the springtime?
Yeah, usually that won't start until sometime into middle of January, 1st of February, and then again it depends on the weather. If the weather's real cold, we'll kind of hold off on that. But right now we even have hibiscus and we have tivishinas with the purple blooms on them and bird of paradise. So there's still a lot of color that you can get right now, whether you want to keep it in a pot or plant it in the ground, either way. And a lot of color like pansies, petunias, snapdragons, that'll give you that winter color that you don't have to cover up, that you can plant in the yard.
If I'm looking to put something in my yard, trees or bushes or something in my yard, but I'm not really the most active or I don't have the help to be able to do it, but I still need it done, can Bob Wines help me with that?
Yeah, we can help you with that. Whether you want to do it yourself and just see some ideas what to do, we can help you. Or if you want us to actually do the installation, we can do that. We can come out to your house and take a look and kind of give you some ideas of what to do, or you can bring pictures into the nursery. Either way, we can help you.
So it's a one-stop shop. You can get everything that you need for your outdoors and indoor plant situations at Bob Wines. Lori, thank you for joining us. You do every Thursday, and hopefully people come out, and by next week you have hundreds of camellias, not thousands.
Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. I find that hard to believe. We got lots of them.
You always do. Hey, thanks, Lori. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it. Talk to you next week.
That's Lori at Bob Wines Camellia Gardens. If you've never been to Bob Wines, please go take a moment and go to Bob Wines Camellia Garden and just walk around. It's 5.5 acres of just amazing trails and walkways through all kind of plant life. And you'll go and you'll enjoy your walk. And I promise you, sometime during your walk, you will get one of the buggies at Bob Wines, one of the shopping carts Bob Wines has around the property, and you'll end up going to the little shack where you pay for everything, and you'll buy something. If you take that walk through their plants and all the trails and the walkways through their plants, you will eventually buy something. You can't help it. It's just that nice, and the plant stuff is that great there. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, I got a walk that's going to benefit a couple local charities that's going to be very near and dear to my heart. I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to implore my radio audience to get involved as well. I'll tell you about that next. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. Why is there a helicopter in the yard?
Never mind that. We have bigger issues.
Really? Bigger than a helicopter?
Your parents are going to be here for the big dinner, and the garbage disposal is making some crazy noise, and it wasn't Christmas music.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you tried shoving an entire sack of potatoes down the disposal.
It wasn't the entire sack, just most of it.
Now's not the time for more jokes, Mr. Funny Man.
Well, I did try to fix it, but...
Do you have to do this every holiday?
No, I did skip Easter.
What did we agree the rules are?
No more circus animals in the house.
No, not that one.
Oh, if water runs through it, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
Because they don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. So put down the blowtorch and pick up the phone.
Yes, dear. 866-314-4443.
And why is there a helicopter in the yard?
Oh, that? Black Friday sale.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Mike Scott Plumbing.
Ocala's Appleton Museum of Art has reopened to all visitors. See the world-class permanent collection and special exhibits, including photographs by Bruce Mozart and mixed media by Christina Deanne. Hours are Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays, noon to 5 p.m.